You're watching NBC for New York. And now, Sue Simmons, Barry Peltz, Janice Huff, and Len Berman. This is News Channel 4, live at 5.
Back pain, neck pain. Sometimes the solution is surgery.
After this break, how doctors can reduce the risk of infection by using artificial bone. In News for Your Health, a new synthetic bone for spine surgery. But first,
well, millions of Americans suffer with back pain. Many of them have degenerated discs and/or an unstable spine. For those folks, surgery may be needed, and that often means some kind of bone graft or fusion. Here's a new high-tech material that makes that surgery easier. 40 years ago, Lynn Lindstad was in a car accident that left her with 3 cracked vertebrae, arthritis, and lots of pain.
It felt like fire in there. It felt like there was a very hot rod in my arm, from my neck, and through my shoulder. You know, by the end of the day, it was like burning.
That pain finally led her to spine surgery, removing several herniated discs and replacing them with some kind of material that would maintain the space between her vertebrae and also fuse them for stability. In the past, it usually meant taking bone from her pelvis, which can be very painful, or using cadaver bone, which runs some risk of infection. Instead, Dr. Frank Camissa opted for a kind of synthetic bone-like material called Vitoss.
Well, Vitoss is a synthetic ceramic material made out of calcium phosphate, and it is very similar to your bone in terms of porosity. And it actually works as if your own bone was there in that space that we're trying to fuse.
The synthetic material is soaked in a small amount of the patient's own bone marrow, so stem cells can use the Vitoss as a kind of base of operations from which to form new natural bone and fuse with the adjacent vertebrae. It's faster and safer than cadaver or even the patient's own bone.
Basically, this material will then turn into your own bone. It'll heal just as if we put a structural piece of your own bone in there.
So not only is there less pain, but the bone heals and fuses faster, making recovery safer and quicker. The Vitoss material can also be used as a kind of bone filler when there are holes or defects in bones other than the spine, and that's usually due to trauma. And Lynn said to me she was walking around within 4 days, and within 10 days she was up to about a mile walking every day, so she was healing pretty fast.
and this would compare to?
Well, I mean, everybody heals a little differently, but if you're taking the bone from the pelvis, that's usually what slows you down.
Yeah.
That hurts a lot.
All right, Dr. Max, thank you.